Have you been annoyed by the current rune-heavy meta in ELESTRALS? Then the newest set, Moonrise, has the answer for you. Introducing Hurricane, a 3-cost invoke rune that costs 1 wind, 1 thunder, and 1 water in order to destroy all counter runes. This card is sure to dominate the metagame, so we built a deck around it. This is Hurricane Beatdown. Starting off our Elestral package, we have 3 copies of Galaxy, a 2/5 water Elestral that states when this Galaxy is enchanted, swap the attack and defense of all water Elestrals. With its ability to play around almost every counter rune in the game with the exception of Gorgon's Gaze, avoid being hit by frequently used removals such as Cryoblast, and also punish your enemies for misenchanting to play around Tsunami, Galaxy really does do it all. Our next Elestral is 3 copies of my main man, Edward, a 4/1 water Elestral that reads, when you play this Eddie, you can change the position of an Elestral. When the player casts Rock in a hard place, you can ascend this into Curubus. Now, similar to most decks, we're not running a Curubus, so we really only care about its first part. And also the fact that in a similar manner to Galaxy, Eddie also plays around every single counter rune in the game with the exception of Gorgon's Gaze. Plus, Eddie also has the ability to kill most 1-drops in the game, so it's a very phenomenal Elestral. To start off our win package, we're playing 2 copies of Galaxy, a 3/4 wind Elestral that states you can target an Elestral and swap its attack and defense until the end phase. Now, Galaxy is a very interesting card because you can either use it in a way similar to the way you would use Eddie, and use its ability to beat over other Elestrals, or you can also use its ability to swap your own Elestral stats, such as an Astrabbit, making that a 5 attacker. Galaxy has the ability to take out most 1-drops, and with its versatility is a very strong pick for this deck. Our next Elestral is 3 copies of Sorlet, a 5/1 water Elestral that states you can expend 1 wind in order to change the position of an Elestral. Sorlet is extremely good when you utilize its ability, but can also be misenchanted with water to be a simple 5-attack beat stick that plays around Tsunami. Just watch out that you don't hinder your own Sorlet with your Galaxy's ability. Moving on to our Thunder package, we'll be playing 1 copy of Elechik. Elechik is a 4/1 Thunder Elestral that states when you normal cast this Elechik, you can search your deck for a Divine Rune. Its ability to act as a 7-attack 1-drop when paired with either Zeus or Demeter is extremely scary and makes Elechik a menace that almost always demands a Gorgon's Gaze as a response. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Toxion, a 4/2 Thunder Elestral that states whenever it receives a Thunder Spirit, your opponents must expend 1. Toxion will always be a free 2-for-1 due to its ability burning for 1 when it enters the field. And for a deck that wants to play low to the ground Elestrals that are beat sticks, Toxion works great at pushing advantage from your enemies. Our final Elestral is 3 copies of the infamous and always included Astrabbit, a 2/5 Thunder Elestral that states whenever this Astrabbit receives a Thunder Spirit, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, pick 1, put it into your hand, and shuffle the rest into your deck. With its big butt and broken ability, Astrabbit is the ultimate consistency piece inside of Elestrals. Before we continue the video, I do want to remind everybody that I will be giving away a Reverse Stellar Exaltus at 100 subs. All you have to do is like the video and subscribe to the channel, and you will be entered to win this beautiful card. Without further ado, let's get back to the video. Moving on to the runes, we have 2 copies of Hurricane. With how prominent counter runes are right now, Hurricane is sure to make a splash in the meta and dominate the field. Now for the rest of our runes, we're playing a very standard lineup, so I won't be taking too long on it, starting with 2 copies of Zeus. Zeus is simply the best Divine Rune in the game due to the fact that he allows multiple Elestrals to have a chance to beat over the Elestral, whereas Demeter can only make 1 and all the other Divines are kind of not all that great. Next, to pair with our Zeus, we're running 2 copies of Cryoblast. Not only does Cryoblast have the ability to kill most Elestrals on its own that are played right now, pair it with Zeus and it can take out essentially everything, being an oddly colored earthquake. And speaking of Earthquake, we are running one copy of Earthquake, because it is extremely strong in unconditional removal, and anytime you can instantly remove a threat is extremely strong in card games. And to finish off our invoke removal, we'll be playing one copy of Resting on Your Laurels. Resting is extremely cheap removal that can help you come back from bad situations. Our final invoke rune is 3 copies of Ambrosia. Due to the fact that everything in this game costs your life, Ambrosia will be relevant for time to come. Our counter rune package is very standard, running 11 of your typical 12 counter runes, starting with 3 copies of Gorgon's Gaze. Gorgon's Gaze will say no to anything that an Celestial could ever want to do. Next, we have 3 copies of Poison Tipped Arrow. This will serve as great removal and also most of the time save our Celestials due to the fact that we do have higher stat lines. Next, we have 3 copies of Tsunami. This is here to blank an entire battle phase unless they're water enchanted. And to finish off the deck, we have 2 copies of Shield of Achilles to bounce threats back to hand. And for our Spirit deck, we'll be running 1 Flurmine for the Cryoblast. We'll be running 2 Terratlas for our Earthquake. We'll be running 5 Zaptor for our Thunder package and our Zeus. We'll be running 5 Lycaris for our Galaxair and our Sorlet, and to make sure we can also utilize Sorlet's ability. And we have 7 Leviathan for the rest of our deck. Would you run this deck? Let me know down in the comments below. And also let me know any decks that you might want to see in the future. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I do put out content like this daily. I hope you all have a good day, and peace.